Which of these video game adaptations would you consider to be the best in all of live action and TV in general? Hollywood finds it difficult to do the right thing when it comes to faithfully adapting these video games. Okay, it's like they are allergic to following already established pieces or sources of law, and every time they do it, they disappoint the fans, and they come out in the media blaming the fans as well for not liking whatever it is that they push out. So in this video today, I'm going to be ranking the best video game adaptations. I'm going to be starting off with my least favorite movie, Hitman Agent 47. Now I've played a lot of Hitman games, okay, and from what I can deduce, Agent 47 is a living weapon. You take him, you point him at a target, and he delivers every single time. Doesn't fail, he doesn't get distracted, and most of all, he doesn't care. He knows he's a living weapon, so he does as he's told. In the movie Agent 47, right, he lost all aura to me. He became a lapdog. Immediately, he, went off track and decided to protect a girl. Was when I knew that this version of Agent 47 was trash. It's as simple as that, right? He fails to complete his mission. He decides that what he's going to use the rest of this movie to do was find his creator. Now, Agent 47 knows that he is a product of, assassins. He knows that deep down, but he doesn't really care because he has no memories of his past. To which this character as well in the movie knows that. But then again, he doesn't care. He lets that desire to know his past get a hold of him, right? He decides he wants to protect the girl. Like I said before, he lost every single aura. This is a living weapon. He is supposed to be a killer, but he fails to do anything. He fails to prove to me that he's Agent 47. He sucks in general, is what I'm trying to say. The next, Monster Hunter. I've never played a Monster Hunter game before, but I liked her. Okay? I loved her in Resident Evil. I'm not going to mention that movie because it's been a while since I've seen it, but then again, I love her in Resident Evil. But here in Monster Hunter, no. This movie sucks ass. Okay? It's utter trash. They spend over an hour. She spends over an hour in this movie with this one dude who can't even speak English, and they try their best to take down this big ass monster, to which they accomplished. It was nice, but the premise of a Monster Hunter movie is the monster hunting, the capturing of monsters, to which we see very little of. There's nothing here about monster hunting. Next off, the tolerable ones. Max Payne, played by Mark Wahlberg. I love Mark. He's one of my favorite actors, but this movie felt odd. I've never played a Max Payne game, but this movie was tolerable. I liked the first and second half of it, okay? I like the premise of a cop trying to find his wife and child's killer. He was very determined. This movie is supposed to be very gritty, and it was to an extent. It wasn't fully gritty as much as I thought it would be, but it tried. It tried its best to be gritty. Where they lost me was the third act, the angel part. This is a Max Payne movie, for fuck's sake. I don't understand the angel part. The third act wasn't that good at all. It wasn't that good. I didn't feel it that much. Once again, the enjoy part, I keep mentioning that I didn't understand that it was confusing as hell. No wonder Rockstar decided to stop anyone from adapting, their video games. They said fuck no. They were like, we've had enough. I guess Max Payne was so bad that they decided to stop. But then again, it was an alright movie. Warcraft. I don't know much about Warcraft, but what I do know was the movie was a little bit good in my eyes. But then again, the third act was shit. What was the story about at that point? It was so inconsistent. It was left uncertain at the end. What was going to become of the orcs, The CGI was good. Don't get me wrong, I liked it. The orcs, they looked good. But then again, the story lacked in some aspects. It became inconsistent. And then, that sucked. Next off, Prince of Persia. Now this was when Ubisoft were in their bag, okay? They gave us the games such as Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell. I played Prince of Persia a very long time ago, but it was so good that it stuck with me, okay? The war run and everything, it was perfect. The only reason I watched Prince of Persia, okay, the movie, the only reason I tolerated that movie was because of her, Gemma. She's so hot. But then again, this is the part that I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I didn't like about Hollywood. They tend to leave out pieces of law. They fail to follow the law as it is according to the video games. This movie, the main aspect of a Prince of Persia movie is the ability to rewind time, okay, and that was an afterthought in this movie. There were a few times where they used the dagger to rewind time, but it wasn't enough. I needed more from it, okay. It was an afterthought in the movie as far as I'm concerned. The dagger was there, but it didn't accomplish much. Now once again, the third act in this movie was very rushed and it was quite underwhelming at the end. I didn't like that whatsoever. Next of Assassin's Creed. I've played a lot of Assassin's Creed games to understand that this was peak fiction back in the day, okay? I enjoyed every piece of Assassin's Creed media that I could lay my hands on. But then Hollywood decided to strike again in 2016 by releasing a movie about one of the best video games ever released. It was played by Michael Fassbender, David from Alien Covenant and Prometheus, as it were. I love that guy. Now, the problem with Assassin's Creed, I think, is that it thrives on being a virtual thing, okay? It thrives on the notion that everything happens in the digital space and it isn't possible in the real world, okay? The first and second act of the movie were all in the Animus, where David's character was in the machine and he was an assassin. Everything was digital, but where they lost me was when they decided to bring it into the real world. They decided to pursue the Templars in the real world, then they just lost me there, okay? The third act lost me as well. It was terrible. That was where they lost me. Moving on to the one that was almost peak fiction, The Last of Us. Now this movie, it wasn't a movie, it was a TV show released on HBO, I think in 2023, I think, yeah. This show was peak fiction at the time it released. I loved every aspect of it. I played the first game. I loved that as well. The show was wonderful. Some episodes stood out to me. I didn't like some episodes, but entirely the show was good. It was tremendous, actually. It was fucking good. and then they had to do whatever it is that they did in the second season. I didn't watch the second season. Okay, they lost me in the second season because I also didn't play the second part of the video game. Whatever the hell happened was none of my business. Okay, I don't think The Last of Us is going to be as popular as people think in the coming future. It's going to die off because the second season lost a lot of views. A lot of people stopped watching because of, you know, killing off the main character and all that. It didn't sit well with a lot of people. It sucked, basically. You don't just kill people's favorite character and expect them to just sit around and keep watching the show like it's all good. Nah, we're not doing that. Now, for the one that was absolute peak fiction, and I think will remain absolute peak fiction if they keep game unlocking. To be honest, they have everything that they need to make this movie or to make this show the best that it can be. Fallout. I haven't played any Fallout games, but I'm strictly going to base my judgment on the TV show. The TV show was phenomenal. I loved it. The characters, the chemistry between Lucy and Titus, I think, yeah, was his name. Lucy's character being very naive in the beginning of the show was very good. She learned the hard way that the world isn't all roses and, love. You can't trust everyone. No one can be trusted. But then again, she chooses to trust people. And although she did get fucked up at some point, but she learned from her mistakes and she grew stronger. My favorite character in this show is the Ghoul. That guy doesn't give a fuck. Okay? He gives no fucks. He doesn't care. The world has chewed him and spat him out, basically. He's been betrayed multiple times. He's been alive for at least over 50 years, almost 100 years. I don't know. But he's a very good character. I loved him. I don't know what the second season holds, but I hope it's good. I hope it's very good. I think they are moving to New Vegas, if I'm correct. And I can't wait to see what they have in store. It's going to be a very good movie. So, those are my thoughts on, the best video game adaptation there is for now. We don't know which other video game adaptations would come and take place of the best for me. I'm sorry I didn't mention some others. Maybe in the next video. Alright. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Subscribe.